Hello and welcome to another 1v1 cast of Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Today I'll have a recorded game of a 1v1 I played recently on a ranked ladder, about 1100 ELO rating. I am playing as the Aztecs in the yellow and my opponent in blue, Quieg, I don't know how to say that, is playing as the Cumans in blue. So I'll get this started and we'll start talking a little bit about the game. So Cumans have had a buff recently and are arguably one of the best arena civs in the game. They have very powerful post-imperial with the kip checks, unbelievable. They're a little bit like Manganite on steroids, loads of arrows, super maneuverable, um, and yeah, they have a huge feudal boom. They still get that bonus where they can build a second town center in the feudal age. So all round a very powerful early economy civ and a great late game as well. So no wonder people are gravitating towards them. I'm playing as the Aztecs. One of the weaknesses of the Aztecs is their lack of mobility. They don't get any access to any cavalry units. So maps like Arena lend themselves particularly well to Aztecs where they can counter that limitation within their tech tree, within their options, their because there's only so many places you can go. You can see here, you're already walled in. That lack of maneuverability isn't fatal as it sometimes can be if you go against a super mobile civ in a map, say, such as Arabia. So I'm going to speed it up here. The early game is pretty standard. There's a bit of a, I know he's going to want to go for a feudal boom. So my plan and my thinking was, okay, I can't outboom him. Let's get to castle early. Let's get a siege workshop down. Let's get a castle wall on his front. Let's keep him. I don't want this to become a war of mobility. Let's keep him in his base. And hopefully I should get the advantage there. I'm assuming as well that he's going to go into kip check. He's going to go into archers. He's going and therefore my plan is going to go Aztecs get really good skirms, they also get really good eagle warriors. That's my plan, that's what I want to go into. I feel that would be a nice counter to his kip check and what I thought was most likely what he wanted to go into. Again, so you can see the scores pretty even. I haven't actually watched a replay yet, I played the game but I only saw it from my point of view, so quite interested to see what it looked like from his. And I think the reason I wanted to cast this game is that there's a lot of valuable lessons for myself and hopefully some of you at home to learn from this game as well.
Okay.
So looks like pretty standard build. He's got 4 berries. He's going for a lot of early Dark Age farms, which is characteristic of a fast castle build. You can see as well slightly less farms but the same kind of thing. Howls there briefly, but I have got a significant score lead that I think if I put it onto Fog of War, you'll see that's mainly because of my scouting more than when it comes to resources. If we look at economy, it's very much neck and neck. Got a bit more on the tech, but I'm guessing that must be from scouting. And you can see neck and neck with the villagers. There's a few idols in time, but very close. So you can tell that we both rehearsed the builds that we're going for. He's done this before.
But nay. Oh.
Yeah, 9 villages build in that town centre because it does, that second town centre in feudal age does take a long time to build. You can see my opponent here in the blue. He is trying to have a little peek what I'm building on the front lines. I did build a barracks because what I wanted was relic control. I wanted as many relics as I could. I thought if I get a few eagles out, they should be able to counter any scouts I was expecting for him, and I also thought I'd get a few pikemen out there early as well, not pikemen, spearmen, if I recall correctly, just to make sure that I did get that relic control. You can see if I slow this back down a little bit, I'm already in the castle age, I have been for some time, and my opponent is still on his way up. But if we look at the villager lead, he is already 4 villas ahead, but I hope to close that gap by building some town centres soon. But my plan is castle on the front. I could have built it a little bit, I was a little bit scared. If I'd been thinking properly, probably would have built it right here on the front, denied him the stone, start shooting down the gate, really put pressure on him. Didn't know that gold was there, I don't think. If I go to Fog of War, I couldn't quite see it, but if I'd had it right up against the wall, I might have been able to range that and then just cause a little bit more drama for him. And as you can see, I'm starting to collect the relics, getting the monks out there and making sure that I have eagles on what I assume are going to be his relics. And I thought I'd town centre this. I'd start mining gold here. Not gold, stone, and I get a second castle up on the front. I want to keep him in this base. I don't want him getting out of here. And he's only got a 6 villager lead, which, considering that he's had a second town centre for so long, he's not actually boomed since he got to castle, which I find unusual. He's building a third town centre now, but if we look at my end, I've been keeping relatively good pace, considering that I've only had one TC, just not been making sure it's constantly got villagers queued. And here we go. I'm going to bring out a mangonel. I'm going to start, more than anything, just hopefully making him a little bit stressed. And at this point, I'm feeling good about this game. I've got the castle down. It's not actually doing anything, but I feel like it can protect my mangonel as it applies some pressure on the front. Got the second town centre up. Going to start getting villagers out of that town centre as well. I'm going to build a second castle, and I'm going for a military play rather than trying to outboom him, because you can see he's still 8 villagers ahead. It's not huge, all things considered. If we toggle through the resources, he's got a lot of extra wood. And one of the things I would say is, especially in the castle age, spend your resources. If you're not saving to go up to Imperial yet, spend those resources, balance your economy in such a way that you are spending as much as you are bringing in. And there we go, another relic. I'm feeling really good about all of these relics. I can't believe he let me get all of these relics uncontested, and I think part of that was down to castle on the front putting this pressure on him. He's now operating 3 town centres, but if I cycle through my town centres, I've got 1, 2, only 2. But I could build a third one if I wanted. And all things and if we look at the villager count, I'm 8 villagers behind. He should be stomping through this. You can see he is producing out of all of his town centres, but he is going for a weird eco balance. I must say, I would have had a lot more food. But looking at this, if I had seen this, I would have thought, wicked. He's trying to get some castle ups because he wants to go kip check, he wants to go into archers. That's fine. I'm teching into eagles. I'm going to have this. I'm feeling good at this point. Score looks good in my favour, nearly 500 ahead, well 400 ahead. I don't know what can go wrong. Got my third town centre up as well. I'm like, sweet, I can boom behind this. Realise I've got enough stone. Going to put another castle down. I feel like as well I'm going to get in before him, and I thought, easy game. Awesome. Feeling good about this. He hasn't got any military up. You can see I've got 7 to his 0. Something that I missed earlier is that I did snipe his scout at some point as well, to deny him any idea of what's going on in the middle. And there we go. I've broken down the gate. I don't know if I've got the view lock on. I see the castle's going up just a little bit too late. I try to put some pressure on it, but I don't have enough mangonels. And if I'd done this better, I probably could have microed the mangonels into position so that I could have taken the villagers out rather than just trying to do that. But I've still got 2 castles up. I'm not paying a huge amount of attention to these. If we go back onto the view lock, and I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose those, but that's fine. That's fine. I start building some ramps. I feel like I could probably pressure this in Castle Age. I can go in. I've got the military. I've still got but now I've only got a 200 score lead. But I'm still feeling good. He's trapped. There's nowhere he can go, and I feel like he's not got an answer to anything that I've built in the Castle Age. And that if he does go into kip check, I'm going to have him. You can see he's still only operating out of 3 town centres, expanding his food eco a little bit, good on the wood lines, not a huge amount of gold, so I feel like I should have this. And I think I meant to garrison that Eagle Scout, but instead he's just walking really slowly behind him. Well done, dude. But yeah, he gets in eventually. And I thought at this point, I kind of wanted to leave that gate up because it would prevent him from. I don't know why. I thought it might prevent him from being able to ram me, but it won't. We're just hoping that he'll ram me. But my castle's not quite in range, which is really annoying because I could have protected those rams with my own castle fire, which is what I thought would happen. I've got Bodkin Arrow coming in now. Maybe if that had been in a little bit earlier, it might have protected that ram.
Heck.
And I thought, I got the monks, they've collected all the relics, don't need them at home, send them forwards, they might be able to prevent some of my rams being sniped by knights and decided to take into those. And I built a barracks on the front, so we can start producing a few eagles close, and I got so much gold here. I should have been, and I think at this point I'm looking to go up to imp. I could have abused the market a little bit. If I had abused the market at this point, bought the food that I needed to go up to him, and then started building skirms along the front to protect my trebs as soon as they come out, I think I would have had a much easier time than I end up actually having. And now, let's see if I can see this. Yeah, barracks going up. And I thought that was odd. Why is he going into barracks? He's Cumans. He should be going Kipchak. A siege workshop gets shot down by his castle, no big deal. His castle's hurt. We just quickly look at the Cumans tech tree. It's a cavalry civ. And that's the first thing you see, and I was like, I don't understand why he's putting up barracks. At this point, I just feel like he hasn't got a clue what he's doing. And to be honest with you, I make that assumption a little bit too often in this game, and it does come back to bite me pretty severely. Not just in this game, but in other games, like a lot of games. But yeah, feeling good. But he's up to Imperial Age, and I've only just clicked, which isn't ideal, because as you can see, he's already got 2 trebs queued. But I feel like I could ram down this castle, just keep filling it with eagles. The eagles will be able to kill the pikes, but they haven't got enough upgrades. They haven't got high enough PS armor to be fighting under this castle. So not very effective. But I got a Mangonel in on the front, and I thought I'd have a couple of Eagle Warriors in, get them in to start raiding some of the villages, have some monks behind to stop the Mangonel getting sniped, put some barracks down at the front, and at this point I'm still convinced he's going to go into Kipchak. And my plan is still to go Eagles, go into his base and just kill everything with Eagles, kill his economy. I know that he's trebbing it down, but I haven't really got an answer. I feel like if I get enough barracks up, I'll be able to start producing eagles quick enough, I'll be able to snipe the trebs. And I'm starting to do a little bit of raiding. Stop some of the food coming, just be a pest. Stop, yep. And if you hover over units, you can see that villa's low. 4 HP. It's a good way to get some easy snipes. And at this point, look at this, he's gone into long swordsman. And I thought that was just a direct answer to my Eagle Warriors. I didn't think that was going to be a long-term plan in any sort of way, so I wasn't concerned. Didn't feel the need to tech into Arbalest or anything like that. Or and I get a cheeky conversion, get wrecked. 2 cheeky conversions. I do like playing with monks. I'm not very good with them, they're just fun. But both castles, this castle's going down. I feel like I can save this castle. Gonna hit him. Start queuing a treb in it immediately. Got lots of eagles producing. I'm feeling good. I've got the food. I'm housed because the castle went down. That was very annoying. That set me back, and I don't think I was quick enough. I should have just got all of these guys, just plant a bunch of houses, and then some more barracks. And let's go. Get the skirms out because I'm still expecting Kipchaks. But look, he's just upgraded to 2-handed swordsman, and I don't see that. But I see it there. And I think that's fine because my eagles are still faster than that. I was like, still at this point think he doesn't know what he's doing. And I think I'll go in and try and snipe. Snipe this treb. And do I get it? I can't actually remember. It's a few days ago since I played this match. But he cleans me up pretty convincingly, which I wasn't best pleased about. I'm still waiting for my upgrades to come in. And at this point, he's going in to snipe my treb, and he's going to do a much better job of it than I am. Got my monks aside, probably should have just popped them out at the back, tried to get a few conversions on their way in. At this point, I see the score. I've lost my first castle. I know the second castle is going to go down. I see him going to champion, and I think, oh boy, let's put the view lock on. I was like, I don't have an answer to this. I just didn't expect it. I just didn't understand why he was going into champions when he was Cuman. So at this point, I think that's fine. Aztecs gets a unique unit called the Jaguar Warrior. 1 second, I'll take the fog of war off. If I show you very quickly on the tech tree what the Jaguar Warrior does, it's a Aztec unique infantry unit that's strong against infantry. So it's an infantry unit designed to kill other infantry units, and it does get a bonus. 1 sec, let's see if it says what the bonus is. If we go to castle, so strong against, it doesn't say how much of a bonus it gets, but it does get a bonus. And then we have Garland Wars, which infantry have +4 attack. So that's my plan now. I realise he's going heavy into champions. My eagles can't fight them. I'm still queuing them because I need something rather than nothing, and I didn't want to tech into champions of my own. So my plan is now get a castle up, get as many castles up as I can, try and buy some time on the front to make the tech switch. And at this point, I'm now 1400 behind in the score lead, and I don't think I'm going to be able to tech switch in time. So now my entire game plan is sod the losses on the front. I've got the relics. I know I have the relics. I've got loads of food in the bank. I can afford the upgrades that I need. Let's just get the castle up. Let's get the stone in. Let's get as much gold here as we can while we can. Because this is looking dangerous. And if we go to his point of view, he has 51 champions. And they are upgraded as well. I think, how do we do this? There's a way to cycle through. So yeah, it's 63 infantry units and trebs behind that as well. So this is dangerous. I haven't got an answer to it. And you can have a look at his resources. He's got 1,000 stone. He's got plenty of food. He's got a bit on gold. He's nearly used up his main gold and his secondary gold, but he's about to have map control, so he can take gold from here, and he can take gold from here, and he can push me off the front and deny me my stone. And if he gets to the front, he can take me off my stone as well. But I'm confident in that. I've still got plenty of gold at home. Still got my main tile, 1, 2, 3, 4 of my main tiles, plus my 3 secondary tiles. So I don't think it's over yet, but I'm not happy either. And then, at this point, I don't think I can make the tech switch quick enough. So I start getting the barracks up, the archery ranges up, and I think, alright, let's just get some Arbalest. And I'm trying to research crossbowman, doesn't even come in. No chance. Look at this. And at this point I was going to call it GG. I just could not believe how much of a throw this game had been. So I hope this serves as a lesson as to your assumptions are sometimes your own worst enemy. So I'm starting to get some Jaguar Warriors up. Nearly got enough stone for a second castle. I'm desperate for a second castle. The reason I'm still building eagles is I need to snipe these trebs. I know I need to take these trebs out, and he's just put another castle down that's going to deny me this extra gold in my front. That's a lot of gold. 1,600, 3,200 gold. Dump all of the stone, build a second castle, and I want to build this castle in the heart of my economy because I know he's coming in. There's no way I can stop him coming in. And if we look up here at my production queues, got 11 Jaguar Warriors coming out. I've got as many Eagle Warriors as I can coming out. I'm desperately trying to build production buildings, houses. You can see I'll start panicking, start putting that down. I think it's over. And at this point I'm just playing because there's still a 1% chance that things might be okay. And the Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade comes in, so there should be a little bit more resistance to Castle Fire. If not, the champions. And I thought, and look at this. The problem is, champions are extremely powerful against eagles if they can catch them. And what the Trebs do is they force me to take an engagement, and I'm taking the engagements on his turn. Why he hasn't just broken down this gate yet, I don't know. But he's swinging his Trebs back round. I think he wanted to take out my castle. But I'm desperately trying to get enough stone for a third castle. I need to be producing Jaguar warriors. By the dozen, out on as many castles as I can at a time. That is the problem with the Jaguar warriors. It's not only the tech switch into them, but they can only be produced from castles. So how many you can build is at any one time is constrained by how many castles you have. And there we go. It's almost like a complete reverse of what happened in the early game. He's got castles on the front of my base now. He's taken my resources. And at this point, I really think Karma is a bitch, and I'm not very pleased with how this turns out. But I've got a combination of Jaguar Warriors and Eagles, and I feel like I should be able to get a snipe on hopefully some of the Trebs. But I changed my mind, and I feel like, okay, now the plan is fight under the castle fire, see if this one Treb can do some work against that castle, if we can take that out, and I can just keep him fighting under my castle fire while I get another castle up, get some more Jaguar warriors into the fray, then I might still have a chance. And look at this castle missing every single shot. Not a good fight. Need to bring the Eagles back. Jaguar warriors are a good counter, but there's not enough of them. He's just got so many champions, and I haven't got an answer to this. The second Treb comes out too late. I don't know if I'm going to get the castle. Jaguar warriors on the front here. A ton of them. They are holding up fairly well, and you can see that was actually a good trade for me. His castle is down. He took out a lot of champions. Not enough, but a lot. And he's slowly out of steam. But look over here. You can see he's producing out of at least 8 barracks. And if I was him, and this is something that a friend of mine of Vengeance is very good at doing, build new buildings along the front. Should have had 8 more barracks here on the front. Could have produced out of those. You wouldn't have had to wait for all of the time it takes for you to cross that huge distance on the minimap. And then I would have had no chance. I've built a second castle here at the back. I'm trying to get another one up. At this point, he's taken out 3 of my castles. I am over, what's that, 3,000 points down on him as well. That's never a good sign. I've got a few Arbalest out as well, but they're just not tickling the champions at this point. I'm not going to be able to field them in numbers to push them back. I'm still garrisoning my villagers, trying to keep some semblance of the economy alive, because I want to put all of my food production into building Jaguar warriors. He's taken me off my gold as well. We should have, but I'm still able to put some villagers there. Managed to throw a few Jaguar warriors into the mix there, take out a Treb. And at this point I was like, I got him, and then I see him and all of his mates, and I don't got him anymore. You can see building normal skirmishers, so I smashed the elite skirmisher in, and at this point it's more about, I just need numbers on the field. I just need my population to be up there. I just need, with my Jaguar warriors, because I can't field enough of them, so let's just get some trash on the field. Any trash, whatever I can afford. I've got the food and I've got the wood, and I know that the Aztecs get a good bonus for the skirmishers. If I pause the game very briefly and show you the tech tree. So, unique tech at Tautial, I don't know how to say that, but skirmishers get +1 attack, +1 range. I'll take that. Better than nothing. I can't afford the Arbalest. I want to save my gold for my Jaguar warriors because they're a direct counter to the champions. And I'm also thinking, any moment now, he's got to tech switch into Kipchak, which are the unique cavalry archers, the unique unit for the Cumans. I'm still baffled. Right, and I can remember just shaking my head throughout the whole of this game. I'm like, why did he tech into infantry? Why did he tech into champion? He's a cav thing. I was expecting Kipchak, I was expecting Step Lancers, I was expecting Hussars, and that's why I thought Eagles would be the play at the beginning. But obviously not. No idea how they got there. Those villagers got there. No idea how they got past all of this and then started mining this gold right under his nose. But if nothing else, it served as a useful distraction. And place your bets as to who wins this fight. Yeah. But what it has done is given me time to amass some Jaguar warriors on the front, get some skirms in behind. Got skirms all over the place because it was a pretty messy build, and somehow I've stabilised. And my score is starting to climb. My population is starting to climb. And I'm starting to rebuild. And I've got access to... Still got access to stone. Enough stone to get me another castle. And at this point I can't believe where only moments ago it felt like there was no hope. I now have hope, and I'm still building Jaguar warriors. I got a treb. Managed to keep that alive. So I'm thinking, alright, slowly now. I'm not going to overextend myself. I'm just going to very slowly push them back bit by bit. I'm going to start the town centre. And here we go. Stables, step lancers. I was expecting that at some point. And then nice and near the front. So that's dangerous for me. And he's already got 12 of them out there. So if he gets some Kipchak behind that as well, that could be devastating for me. The Jaguar warriors would have a really rough time. They'd probably be okay against step lancers in limited numbers. But yeah, I just feel like... Swap to his point of view. I just don't understand why he didn't. He's got 30 idle villagers. My word. But back to my point of view. I want to get some archery rangers down the front because I'm still expecting Kipchak. Like, it's just... They're just so strong. I just don't understand why you would play Cumans and not use them. I think that might be his downfall. And I see the Hussar going out. I'm not particularly worried about the Hussar because the Jaguar warriors will do work against him. Step lancers I'm more worried about. They were downright broken at the beginning of the game. But as long as I keep taking fights like this, I'll be alright. And I've now got 45 Jaguar warriors, and that's not to be sniffed at. That will take out his 58 champions, no problem. And with the skirmishers behind as well, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about the whole situation. I don't think I actually noticed this. There's so much going on. I'm concentrating on this frontier. I don't notice he started trebbing down my castle. But he's going to go for it. He thought about turning his army around and taking this fight at the front. But actually, he did the right thing. And if he can take down another castle, that's another building I can't produce Jaguar warriors out of. And considering he's invested so heavily into champions, he needs to stop B for being able to produce these. And at this point, I've researched the barracks technology Arson, I think it's called. So infantry do extra damage to those buildings. And rather than bringing my trebs out to the front where they're vulnerable, I feel like I can take out these production buildings quick enough with the Jaguar warriors. The skirmishers aren't... If you can put a meat shield in front of them, they can do some damage to step lancers. Not a huge amount, but they can do some. And at this point here, I've got my barracks in the front, start producing pikes as well. The Aztecs don't get halberdier, but with the +4 infantry attack bonus that they get from their unique tech, the pikes are okay. The pikes are good against enemy halberdiers. They're not amazing against enemy cav units once they're upgraded. They're better than nothing, but they're also not a gold intensive unit. So, and again, it's all about keeping my numbers up, keeping units on the front. I've lost this castle now, but I've still got my trebs are protected. I had enough gold to build another castle, so I've got 3 castles up now. I think I've now lost a total of 4 castles. But I'm feeling good. I've now got the score lead, and I feel like I've got the right unit composition to take out anything that I've seen so far. Still worried that he might invest into Kipchak at some point. Well, I feel like it's so late in the game, he's not going to have I'm not going to give him the chance to tech switch. I'm going to take this gold, I'm going to push him off the map, all he can do is trip down barracks. I'm going to use my Jaguar Warriors, 51 of them, as siege. I'm going to, once they mop up these melee units, they can just clear most melee units, apart from maybe paladins and a few other unique units out there. Samurai being one that they would not do well against. But yeah, I can use them as an ultra-mobile, versatile siege unit against these production buildings. I don't need to line up the trebs for every single one of these. I can just plough through. And now, 2000 score lead again. And I mean, this game was just insane. And at this point, I was just praying that it doesn't yo-yo again. That I don't throw this match again. And that it reverses as well, because I don't feel like I can stabilise the second time. But my economy is booming behind this. You can see I've got 89 villagers, 0 idle. He's got 99 villagers, but 30 of them idle. If you can, in the moments in between fights, just smash your idle villager key, hotkey. I've got one set on my mouse, and then set them to doing something rather than nothing. Even if it's not ultra efficient, get them doing something rather than nothing, and then you can be sure. Then, if your economy isn't super balanced, you can sell excess resources at the market, even if it's a nothing or next to nothing. It's better to have something rather than nothing. That's the philosophy I go by. And as you can see, keeping it fairly neat at home, so I'm pretty pleased with how I performed here. I see that he's secured his front again with a castle. So my and I don't want to throw my Jaguar Warriors at it unnecessarily. So now is the time to bring the trebs forwards. I feel like I've got a decent enough composition that I can protect the trebs. My plan is use the helbs to secure the trebs, send the Jaguar Warriors in to kill the skirms and snipe the trebs. Eagles would have been a lot more effective at this point, but I had the numbers here, so it's time to use them, get them in. I'm going to take some losses, not the most efficient losses I've ever had because of the castle fire. The Jaguar Warriors are pretty weak to archer fire, but I've got them in such numbers now that barely, the castle goes down with 5 trebs at it, and this is it. I feel good. And I could have teched into Eagles, but I was just having fun with the Jaguar Warriors, and I thought, screw it. They're so good at taking out buildings as well. Let's go. Yeah, and at this point, I feel like there's no way you can get back into the game. I'm going to destroy all of these archery ranges on the front. Nothing that comes out of archery ranges is going to worry me particularly. I've got archery ranges near my front as well. I was building them with villagers because I thought we might get into a skirm war there. But that didn't transpire, and whatever he built out of his barracks, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to kill it easily. And that's the GG. So let's turn to the map for the moment. So at the end, he only had 5 military to my 111. But yeah, it was a good game, and it's a shame there's a bug on Definitive Edition at the moment, so you can't see the chat that was exchanged in game. But we had a good chat at the end. GG's exchanged, said, "I thought you had me." He said, "So did I." Which to be fair to him, he was on my doorstep with over 60 champions at least, trebs behind that. And somehow stabilised. So we both threw this game at different points. I don't know what took him so long to get onto that gold. But at the end, I was floating so many resources. Let's have a quick look at the statistics. So you can see overall score lead in all areas. Economy, I'll never like this economy score at the end because it judges your economy at the end, not as an overall product, if that makes sense, overall effort. But yeah, let's take these in terms. So military, 361 units killed to 271. I actually felt like I took a lot more losses than that. But at the end, that reverse sweep probably helped, made these stats look a lot more palatable from my point of view. Lost 46 buildings, raised 23, so all of that matches up. Units converted 4, I'll take that. I quite enjoy that. Yeah, at one point he had an army of 105, and again it was just what kept me alive was getting some trash out, any trash out, to keep the numbers up while I put the effort into making the tech switch. And also putting trash out because I anticipated that he would go into kip check to counter my Jaguar warriors, but that never happened. And if that had happened, skirmishes would have been a good answer to whatever it is that he brought out. Food collected, very close, but considering that he had about 30 more vills than me for a significant period of time, that's just down to I made sure that none of my vills were idle. And again, the wood is a significant proportion. Stone, he didn't contest me for much of the stone because he wasn't building kip check, which I still think is a mistake. And gold saved me in this game. And we'll go on to see how the relics played out for me as well, but that's a combination of selling loads of resources, taking the gold while I had the forward positions as well, and also those relics. So look at the feudal times, incredibly close, 6 seconds in it. My castle time was obviously quicker because he went for that feudal boom, and then to Imperial Age, that 3 minutes earlier to Imperial Age, huge. He took out 2 castles and took total map control, upgraded in his champions, and I had no answer to that. That 3-minute difference nearly cost me the game, together with not anticipating what he was going to tech into and not reacting quick enough when I realised what he had teched into. Going to society, I did have a villager high of 113. I lost a lot of those. And that's an important thing to do is when you are getting ready and you do take losses in late game, sometimes it's easy to forget to build more villagers, but be sure to. Especially as I lost a few TCs as well, so I just had one the 1 or 2 TCs I had left. I just had them queued with 15 villagers until I felt like I had enough coming in. Total castles 7. I only had 3 of them up at the end, so we took out 4 castles. It's horrendous. Relics captured. I got all of the relics, and look at the gold in that game. So Aztecs get a bonus where they get 33% more gold from relics. But if you look at the economy, that extra 8,000, that accounts. I only take that out of the equation. I only gathered an extra 3,000 more gold than him. That he didn't contest me for the relics at all in feudal was a huge mistake by him. Even with his feudal boom, he could have put some scouts out there just to keep sniping my monks, make it more expensive, have me running around with eagles. If we look at the timeline, you can see here I lose a fight. That's the fight on the front. After he hits Imperial Age, and then he booms with his military and all of his infantry. And at this point right here, if you saw this, that should be his game. No way should I have been allowed to come back from that. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope we've all learned a little something from it. The reason I really enjoyed this game is I made mistakes, he made mistakes, he did good things, I did good things as well, and there's a lot to be learned all round. If you like this content, like, subscribe, comment, all 3 people, all of you that watch it, and I'll see you next time.